Hey guys, welcome to another vlog, another day in the life video. So today is Tuesday, June 13th. I'm headed into the office. You guys know my office days are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I'm headed into the office. They got me going the highway today, y'all. So sorry about all the lighting glares and sunshine shining in. I'm going a different way than I normally go. I don't think Dre has to work tonight, so if he doesn't, I'm going to probably stay an extra hour. Guys, let me tell you, it's always something new, ain't it? It's always something new. This ain't new though. This ain't new. Y'all know what I'm going through. Y'all know what I'm going through at work, okay? I am overwhelmed. Like yesterday, leaving home work. I was working from home, but yesterday ending work, I had like an attitude a little bit. I had misplaced anger. No, but seriously, I'm overwhelmed with work, okay? Basically, long story short, my boss reached out to me and was just like, hey, I talked to the I'm not gonna say his name, but he's the chief underwriter. He's over at all underwriting. And she told me that over the weekend she helped out with releasing some of the renewals and our point system that needs to be released in our point system. And then, I'm responsible for all the renewals coming in our new system, and I have to touch each and every one of them, which I did not have to do when we were under the point system. So she did that. I said thank you, and she said that the chief underwriter spoke with her and said we need to at least be up to date with these renewals on the expiration date. So meaning, since today is June 13th, I need to have all renewals up to the 13th out by today, 14th, which it's going to happen. But as you know, I got a late start because the person who was putting these renewals in the new system did it in the test environment and not the production environment. So I had to wait a day or two for her to do that in the correct environment. And even then, there were still a lot of mistakes I did not catch until late. That's a whole different story, guys. That's a whole different story. Like, I don't have time to train people. Oh my gosh, guys, you just don't understand. I like being able to do my job and doing it well, and I feel like I can't do it well because of the things that are in play. And it's not my fault, and no one's really complaining, but I'm complaining because I want to do my best. And I feel like we can't do our best just because of the things that are set up for us. And so it's making it difficult because I don't want to be late all the time. I don't want to have all this back work piled up. I want to be able to be on time at some time with what needs to be done. So anyway, chief underwriter told her that we need to have that, and since our company celebrates Juneteenth, we're going to be out on Monday. So she basically said she wants all the renewals done by the end of the week. Now, y'all, I have to touch each and every renewal. Each and every one, okay? Go through, and all of them have mistakes. All of them have mistakes because they're not putting them in there right. They're putting one agent for every policy, and I didn't realize that until maybe a few policies in. And so yesterday I had to take out time of my day, screen record from start to finish how to input a workers' comp policy with correct information. And I told them if they couldn't find the information, just leave it blank. I'd rather you leave it blank so that when I go to it, I see, oh, I need to put this in. Because when I go through, I need to just go through. I should be able to just go through, underwrite what I need to underwrite. And the simple things like mailing addresses and all of that be correct. They haven't been correct. So something that should take me 5 minutes to do is taking me maybe 10 or 15 because I'm going in and I'm fixing things for every policy. So anyway, I have to have all this done by Friday. Today's Tuesday. So in order for me to have all of this done by Friday, because renewals are a beast of their own, I have to work at at night, every night this week, every single night. And it started yesterday after she told me that. So after the kids went to bed, which I'm having a hard time putting in bed. I've always had a hard time putting them to bed. I wasn't able, after I got everything done, folded, clothes, all of that, I finally was able to sit down after like midnight, and I worked till 2 a.m. I did 10 renewals. I said I have to do 10 renewals each night, and at least probably 5 to 10 during the workday in order for me to get these done. It took me 2 hours to do 10 renewals. Simple renewals, but I was correcting a lot of things in them that should have already been done. This week is going to be a challenge, okay? I'm not going to say rough because I have to go into it with a positive attitude. This week is going to be a little bit of a challenge because I am going to have to work at night this week. Like I said last night, I worked from about a little bit after midnight till 2 a.m. I got 10 renewals done. Dre stayed up with me in my workroom. He watched some Netflix and was in there with me. And yeah, I would just have to do what I have to do, guys. But this is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going to speak up about it tomorrow in tomorrow's team meeting. I'm going to have to, because I want to be able to be, I want our team to be able to be successful. And I don't know if it's just that they don't understand the workload I have. I know that they do. I know my supervisor does, because our business developer for workers' comp, he's always emailing me like, hey, can we get this out? Can we get this out? Can we get this out? And she pretty much CC'd him back on the email and was like, she's doing the best that she can because she has to climb out of a big hole that was left for her. And I was like, thank you for saying that, because I know y'all don't think I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I have to work every evening this week. It's gonna have to be after midnight, after 11, after I put the kids to bed, because I can't work with them. And I mean, they don't deserve, anyway. So we got a project, we got a deadline we got to meet this week, and it will be met, because my name is Mallory and I get it done. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm almost to the office. I'm gonna get my coffee. I'm gonna do, I think, maybe the 3 or 4 renewals to get me to the expiration date of tomorrow, or the 16th, I believe. And then I'm gonna have to work on some new business. I'm just gonna have to, because now we're talking about money, okay? I mean, the renewals are money too, but if I'm not getting these and reviewing these applications in a timely manner and getting them out in a timely manner, then that leaves the door open for them to go with another company that got a quote to them a little faster. And don't mess up my numbers. But God is good, okay? Thank y'all for listening to me, okay? This vlogging is a little bit therapeutic, I must say. Let's get to work. I'm hungry. Like, I'm really hungry. I think I'm gonna get me some breakfast when I get to work from the cafeteria, but we'll see. So nobody better come and chit chat with me today. I ain't got time for office talk. I got work to do. I ain't got time for office talk. I'm just playing, y'all. So I made it here into the office. I'm about to just log in. I'm gonna log in and then go downstairs and get some breakfast and some coffee, so I won't have to leave my desk for a while, because when I start working, I don't want to have to stop. At least for a couple hours. Do you guys like my new background? I'm gonna put on the screen here where I get my screensavers or my backgrounds from every month. It's the Everyday Girl. I put out new desktop backgrounds every month, and I just pick it every month. So this is my June background. All right, guys, so this is what you have been waiting for. I'm actually about to head out from work, but I just wanted to come to a neutral space and tell you what you're about to see in the next few minutes. This is how I prepare for every single interview I have ever had since my first job really in the insurance industry. I always knew to do my due diligence and research the company, try and find as much information as possible before interviewing, and that led me to Glassdoor.com. It pretty much is what the name is. It's a glass door into these companies. You can look at reviews from people who currently work there or who have worked there in the past. You can get salary information. You can get information about the company. But one of the great things that they also have, they have an interview section where people will give their experience of how their interviews went or what the interview process is like. And literally for every job I have ever had, I have always dived in using this Glassdoor platform to get all the information that I need to be confident when I go into an interview. So I'm going to take you through how to do that, and I want you to comment below if this was very helpful, if you like videos like this. If you do like videos like this, I also have an idea to do kind of the same thing and show you guys how to search for positions, like if you're entry level, what to look for, things of that nature. So I'm late to the game, y'all. I just realized that my phone has a screen recording option on it, so now I can do all kinds of stuff, y'all, all kinds of stuff. So let's go ahead and dig into Glassdoor. Okay, guys, so I have opened up the Glassdoor app on my phone. If you don't have the app, that's fine. You can do it on a computer, on your iPad or tablet, or on your phone, but this is just the app. And what I'm going to do is we're going to search. Now, as you can see, you can search by jobs, companies, salaries, all of that. I'm going to choose companies. And let's pick travelers, okay? Now we're going to do travelers because it's a big company, and as you can see, it's up top. It has 5,441 reviews. Now, before I select on this, just to give you a quick background, a quick explanation. So Glassdoor basically is just that. It's a glass door into companies. Employees of the past and employees of the present leave reviews about their experience. They leave their salary, how much they make. They leave comments about the benefits of the company. And then also people who have interviewed with the company, they will leave their experience. So we're going to use travelers, like I said, because it's a big company and there will be a lot of information. So let's go ahead and select travelers. Okay. So as you can see, just up top, it's 5.4K reviews. There's 10.5K salaries reported. And then as you can see here, there's 1.7K interviews reported. And if we scroll down, it gives you a little bit of the company info, where the headquarters is at, when it was founded, the size of the company, what type of company, the revenue. And then if you hit read more, it just gives you a quick about me of the company. Okay. So let's look at the reviews. All right, so these are reviews from employees past and present. And if you just scroll down here, the reviews start here, okay? I believe it's not in any type of order. As you can see, this one here is March 17th, 2023. And then the next one is June 16th, 2023. So if you want, you can do relevance by most recent. Okay, if you want to do that, or what you can do is filter it. So what we're going to do is filter it, since this channel is mostly catered towards my career in underwriting and giving advice about underwriting and by experience and things of that nature. We're going to just filter it. All right. So I know that with travelers, their underwriters are technically called account executives. Okay. So we're going to do account executive and we're going to hit apply. Okay. And it should have, okay. I was going to say it should have filtered it out a little bit, but we're just going to go down a bit. Okay, let's look at some of these reviews really quick. So this just basically gives you a good insight into the company, what people are saying about it, what people are saying about their role. Let's look at a few of them. Okay, so one recently was left May 21st, 2023. And this was a former account executive. And again, we're using account executive because I know that with travelers, their underwriters are called account executives. Okay. So pros, great structure in place, great work-life balance. Cons, pay is not competitive with the market. Ooh, okay, that's their experience. Okay, here's another one. And they're a current account executive. Title says good job, but depends on the department. So there's pros. The pros are hybrid and flexible work schedule. The cons, it's hard to get promoted. Okay. All right, let's look at another one. This is a former account executive. Extremely stable company with great employees. That's a pro. Cons, no noteworthy items come to mind. So they don't really have any cons. All right. So as you can see, there are many, many reviews here. Okay. Let's look at this one. So this is a current account executive director. Okay. Travelers is a company that truly values and rewards its dedicated employees. From initial training up through advancement, you will have the support needed to reach and achieve your goals. Cons, non-traditional career paths may take more time to develop. And then you can leave advice too. So this person's advice is management must remain flexible to retain and attract high-level talent. Okay, so we're going to go back. All right, so as you can see, reviews, okay? So this gives you good insight into maybe things that you may experience with the company if you are hired on. Now, I will say, sometimes, guys, you have to take this with a grain of salt because I kid you not, almost every company that I worked for on Glassdoor had reviews that were a little leery. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go with this company because of some of the reviews. But when I got into the company, I did not experience any of that. So sometimes you have to think like, 9 times out of 10, most people won't leave a review unless they have a bad experience or if they have a really great experience. So the reviews we see here, a lot of them, it appears to be some good experience, okay? So a little homework for you, the company that you work for, or if you're interested or looking at a certain company that you want to work for, look it up on Glassdoor and see what you can, find. Okay. All right. So we've looked at reviews. Now let's go to salaries. Okay. So I'm going to select salaries. All right. And then as you scroll down, it'll show you the average of the salaries for people with this job title in the company. So again, with travelers, their underwriters are called account executives. So as we can see here, the first, let me scroll up here. The first one listed as account executive, and we see that 436 salaries were reported. The average is 79,000 a year. So I'm gonna click on that really quick. All right. So we see the average base pay is 79K. Average additional pay is 10K, and that could be like your bonus. Okay. If we scroll down a little bit further, you'll see it kind of breaks down cash bonus, stock bonus, commission, things of that nature. All right, so I'm going to go back, scroll down some more, account manager, and that may be kind of equivalent like to an associate underwriter, basically a level below the account executive. We see there was 226 salaries reported, and the average is 67,000. And then here we do see that there is a title called underwriter. And that could just be that, some people who are reporting the information here know that people may be looking for the actual title underwriter, so they place underwriter. Or travelers may have, position for underwriter, but every position that I have ever known that basically is an underwriter with travelers has been called an account executive. When I worked for Allstate, in their brokerage sector, we did work with travelers. I was able to quote with travelers and all of that. And the underwriter that I reported to, or if I needed, approval for something, her title was called an account executive. So just a little background there. But as you can see, again, they have underwriter 73K. If we scroll down, associate account executive 55K. Yeah, so that looks pretty much, that's pretty much the titles there. So if we move on and go over to interviews, this is kind of what you guys will want to be looking at if you are preparing for an interview with a company. Of course, the bigger the company, the more information that'll be out there. All right, so we selected interviews, and let's scroll down. Okay, so off the bat, I don't see anything about account executive. So what I'm going to do is filter it out. So I'm going to select filter. I'm going to type in account executive. Hit apply. All right. Okay, and as we see, there's plenty of evidence here. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, all right, it'll show the job title, so account executive, and then it'll show if the offer was accepted, if the review was positive, difficult, or whatnot. So we're going to look at a few of these, okay? So this one here was May 2nd, 2023. This is for an account executive interview. It looks like they were offered the position. They accepted the offer. They had a positive experience with the interview process. And to them, it was a difficult interview. Now, listen, I will say this. I have, I think I told you this, guys, in past videos. I applied for account executive position with travelers. I want to say before I got this position that I'm in now with my current company. And It is a difficult interview process, guys. I went through, I want to say 3 or 4 interviews. I want to say 4 interviews. And I mean, they were like, tell me a time. It was very like, it was difficult. It was a difficult interview process. But by interview 3 and 4, I'm like, if they keep asking me to come back, I must have this. But unfortunately, I did not get the position. I won't say unfortunately, because everything happens for a reason. And now that I kind of have some insight to, not people that have worked there, but now that I have some insight into the company, I don't know if it would have necessarily been a fit for my lifestyle with my young kids and whatnot. Everything happens for a reason. But let's get back to this. I was agreeing that the interview process is difficult with this company. Okay, let's look at what they said. So was messaged on LinkedIn, asked if I could talk, had an initial interview, was asked to do the next round with a long-term employee and a lower level manager. Passed that, then moved on to interview with who would be my manager, and I passed that. Offer letter was provided. All right. And so they do give you an option to post any interview questions that they ask. And if you can list the question, and then you can also list the answer if you want to. So here, one of the questions they asked was, what sort of experience do you have handling commercial insurance accounts? And they only put the question that they asked. They did not put the answer. Okay. They also put the interview steps. So there was a phone interview, a one-on-one interview, a group panel interview, and then background check. So that was their experience. Okay, here's another one. I applied on Travel's website and was contacted by the recruiter a week later. I had a series of 3 Zoom interviews with peers, managers, and a director. All parties involved were friendly and made the process relaxed. There were star questions in there, but much of the interviews were more conversational, which I appreciated. I also appreciated that there was no assessment to take or a requirement to provide references. An offer came in a little over 3 weeks. The background check took less than a week. Okay, let's try and see if we have one where an offer was not accepted or they were not offered a position. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. This was all the way back in 2015. I don't know if this is necessarily relevant, but we're going to still look at it. Okay. So offer decline, negative experience, average difficulty. Let's put it this way. The company has no timetable when it comes to moving through interview process promptly. Be sure to wear some comfy clothes and just kick back and wait for about 3 months. You know what? I will say that when I was interviewing with travelers, they did take their time because, and it kind of did leave you in limbo. It was like, oh, okay, did they like me? Am I moving on to the next, interview? It was some time lapse between interviews and getting back. I don't know if that's just how they work or if they're just always hiring so many people that, it takes time to get everyone scheduled and all that. I'm not really sure, but that's just interesting. But again, that was in 2015. That's, several years back. Can't really hold the fire to that. Okay, so moving on. Now, here at the top, the tab, the interviews. On the app, which I'm on right now, okay, for some reason, it does not show the benefits tab. But if you are on the desktop, like on a computer, there would be like a benefits portion as well. And there is where people will leave their experience about benefits. So they'll talk about PTO. They'll sometimes talk about health and dental and bonuses and all of that. But it's not here on the app for some reason. I'm going to go back to overview and just scroll down a little bit because it sometimes gives you a variety of things like reviews, benefits, all of that. So I'm just going to see if it's down here. Okay, it's not. Okay, let's look at one more company. Let me think. Let's look at Burns and Wilcox. Okay, you guys know I worked for Burns and Wilcox when I first moved to Atlanta. There we go, Burns and Wilcox. I'm gonna hit search. All right. Now there is Burns and Wilcox, and then there's Burns and Wilcox, the brokerage. We're just going to do Burns and Wilcox, the first one at the top. Okay. All right. Again, you have a brief synopsis of the company. You also see who the competitors are for this company as well, which I think is kind of cool to know. We're going to go ahead and look at some reviews. There's 318 reviews. April 12th, 2023. Good company to work for. This is a former senior associate underwriter. So let's open this up and look. I worked at the company for a little over 5 years and enjoyed my time at Burns and Wilcox. When I started, I had little experience in the insurance field, and after 5 years, I have learned a lot through the training and procedures they have in place. I have enjoyed my time working with my team members and the flexibility with working on home. Wait, what? And the flexibility with working at home has helped as well. I fixed it for you, girl or guy. I recommend this company to anyone looking for an underwriting insurance position. Cons. I don't have any pros to share. I think they meant cons. Advice. The pay is fair, but I would recommend offering more of a base salary and little less emphasis on the biannual bonuses. Okay, so that was their experience. All right. A current private client underwriter, amazing market relationships, great mentors throughout the company, good market access, corporate environment with the family office feel, lots of room to grow. Cons, technology needs improvement, but they are working on that. All right. Oh, let's look at this one. This one has all red flags, it looks like. All right. This is a current commercial underwriter. So pros, employee, coworkers are great. Benefits are incredible. Equipment and spending is never an issue. Ability to work from home. Cons. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this, guys. Bad reputation, which means access to the worst carriers. Most agents we work with go to our competitors for higher commission and lower policy fees. The company is very greedy about policy fees. We are constantly charging the agents more and more, and management keeps it for themselves. Management cares about numbers first and employees last. They very rarely give raises and pay a lot less than our competitors. I know this because I am currently exploring other opportunities. Communication from upper management is typically about production numbers and what we need to change or improve on. Don't expect any praise. No one goes above and beyond anymore because it's definitely not recognized. Advice. Focus more on the employees and the culture rather than just numbers. Allow the underwriters to manage their team instead of undermining them. I wonder what office this is. Because this can't be the Atlanta office because the cons, this must be a different office. A different office other than the Atlanta office. And sometimes they will say what location it is, but here it doesn't say that. Okay. All right. So I'm just doing this so you guys can see how much information is out there. And this is a very good resource. Just, for you to use if you're looking at companies to apply for or just kind of want to sneak peek into the company. Let's look at the salaries. All right. So 82 people have reported salaries for underwriter and the average is $71K. We're going to click on that. All right. So average base pay $71K, additional pay $7K, which could be bonuses, profit sharing, whatever. And then the average total is $82K for underwriter at Burns and Wilcox. All right. Assistant underwriter, 66 salaries were reported and $62K. Here was the average. Okay. Yeah. So you'll just have different job titles here, and then you'll be able to see the average. One thing I didn't mention on Travelers, but we'll click here and see if it comes up. If you select jobs, okay, you'll see what jobs the company is looking to fill. So we see there's looking to fill underwriter position in North Carolina, in the Atlanta office, Texas. So that's a good key too. So if you're looking for a company, you can select jobs to see what jobs are open with that company. So one thing I want to mention here with Glassdoor, we're going to look at the first job opening here, commercial lines underwriter in Charlotte, North Carolina. You see the green hyperlink there that says 55K to 80K per year, and that's the Glassdoor estimate. Now, sometimes it won't say Glassdoor estimate. Sometimes it'll say company estimate, like the company will give Glassdoor what the range is. But what we're going to do is select this, and we're going to select the green that says 55K to 80K per year Glassdoor estimate. Okay. Oh, let me open it. Okay, there we go. It'll explain to you what it is and why they've come up with that, okay? So what is this? This is Glassdoor's estimate of the base salary range for this job. It is not necessarily endorsed by the employer, okay? So that's interesting. That's good to know. There will be some that says that, you know, employer provided or something of that nature. But if you see that Glassdoor estimate, that's what this means, okay? All right, moving on. I'm going to go back and let's go to the interviews. All right. Oh, so we have one here, a senior underwriter. They interviewed around February of 2023. They accepted the offer, positive experience, difficult interview. Okay, so they're giving you update. Need to be super professional from dress to answers to questions. Do research on the company, highlight great training, mobility, and presentation skills will help a lot. Great industry training program. So here's a question they asked this person. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And he answered manager. Okay. All right. Let's look at another one. Associate underwriter, Texas. Looks like they were offered and they accepted. A brief phone interview with HR was followed by a Zoom call with 2 managers, and the final meeting was with the office VP. The interviews were very Yo, I can read, I promise. The interviews were very conversation-based and seemed more like chatting with friends than an interview. Interview questions. Tell me about your current role. Okay, and they didn't answer. Now, my experience with Burns and Wilcox, it was more of conversation. I was transitioning from Phoenix to Atlanta. I spoke with the recruiter or HR over the phone, like maybe once. And she told me when I made it to Atlanta to give her a call, I did. Came up, had an interview. It was very quick, like very conversational. It was not hard at all. I was pleasantly surprised. But everyone's experience is different. So this will just give you some insight, guys. This is a very, very helpful, useful tool to use. The information is out there. Use it. I mean, this prepares me for all of my interviews. Okay. So yeah, just wanted to go through that briefly with you guys. And I hope that you utilize this platform to prepare you for your interviews because it is a really, really good resource. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. I hope it was very helpful for you. And say a prayer for your girl in this interview, guys. Even though you can walk in confident because you just do your best, there's still nerves that are there. So I'm going to finish preparing for my interview tomorrow, and whatever comes from it comes. All right, guys, see you in another video.